Hey, what's going on, everybody? Coach Nash here from Madras Middle School. I wanted to give you all a little encouragement today, some thoughts, some scripture that I've been reading lately, and maybe this stuff can help in this time of uneasiness, this time of sheltering in, this time of quarantine. I know these days are a little uneasy. We're getting stir crazy. We want some interaction with society, with our friends, but hang in there, people. All right, we'll get through this. In the words of country music artist Gary Allan, every storm runs out of rain, just like every dark night turns into day. There's hope around the corner. Just hold on, keep your focus on Christ. And speaking of storms and rain, I want to read a little scripture to you about a man who didn't keep his eyes and his focus on Jesus. And he was in a storm. He was at sea. His name was Peter. Pastor and author Stephen Furtick, actually, of Elevation Church, recently talked about this subject of not watching the wind. And it was one of his sermons or one of his devotionals. It really caught my wife's eye and her attention, and she actually shared it with me. We've been really encouraged, my family, my kids, my wife, with this part of Scripture lately through these past few weeks. And I just want to help, share it with you guys. Maybe this can help you guys during the quarantine, during this COVID-19 virus, social distancing season of life. All right. Let's get to the scripture. This part of history takes place just after Jesus feeds 5,000 people with a few fish and a few pieces of bread. It's in the book of Matthew, chapter 14. It starts on verse 22. Immediately after this, Jesus insisted that his disciples get back into the boat and cross to the other side of the lake, while he sent the people home. After sending them home, he went up to the hills by himself to pray. Night fell while he was there alone. Meanwhile, the disciples were in trouble far away from land, for a strong wind had risen, and they were fighting heavy waves. About 3 o'clock in the morning, Jesus came toward them, walking on the water. When the disciples saw him walking on the water, they were terrified. In their fear, they cried out, "It's a ghost!" But Jesus spoke to them at once. "Don't be afraid," he said. "Take courage, I'm here." Then Peter called out to him, "Lord, if it's really you, tell me to come to you, walking on the water." "Yes, come," Jesus said. So Peter went over the side of the boat and walked on the water toward Jesus. But when he saw the strong wind and the waves, he was terrified and began to sink. "Save me, Lord," he shouted. And Jesus immediately reached out and grabbed him. "You have so little faith," Jesus said. "Why do you doubt me?" When they climbed back in the boat, the wind stopped. Then the disciples worshipped him. "You really are the Son of God," they exclaimed. Did you guys catch that part about when Peter started to sink? When he was sinking, what was he doing? He saw the wind, and he became terrified. His focus was not on Jesus. His faith regarding his circumstances, they changed. He didn't trust himself or Christ in the moment. He had doubt. So my question to you guys is, what are you watching lately? What are you giving your attention to? Is it the news about the virus? Is it constant reading and videos and articles that give you fear and anxiety about if you're going to get sick, or who's going to get sick, or when is your favorite restaurant going to open up? Is it drama on social media? Is it drama with friends? Is it too much TikTok? Is it too much Instagram and YouTube and scrolling on social media? For me and my family, it's watching the news, or it has been watching the news about the coronavirus and sickness and when things are going to get back to normal. Now, I'm not saying that we shouldn't watch the news or we shouldn't be informed on health issues and how to stay safe. I'm not saying don't talk to friends or don't dance on TikTok. We all know that's fun. But do focus on your family, on the things that are really important in life, and your relationship with Christ. Take control of your focus. Control what you can control. Check, don't watch. Check the news. Don't watch and let it consume you. Check TikTok. Check social media. Don't watch and let it consume you. what we watch and what we focus on, that's under our control. Focus on family, focus on encouraging others, focus on pulling each other up, being selfless. Don't watch the wind.